And you want to tell us about this?
Yeah, thank you, Alice. Appreciate it. So this is the open world randomizer for Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster, created by Game Boy F9, inspired by Free Enterprise, but has tons of differences, tons of fun extra content, and kind of a slightly different fundamental gameplay loop. Auntie, you want to tell us what we're going to be trying to do here? Just the broad strokes before we count our runners in?
Yeah, broad strokes. The game starts, you get one single character. XP is always kind of going to be split among the party, whoever is there. So Rydia will just get full XP here at the start. And we're looking to collect 3 crystal shards. The main crystal that you need to defeat Zeromus has been broken into 4 pieces. We need to pick up 3 of them because 75% is good enough.
Sounds good. Well, let's get our runners going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, because of everyone's donations in the bid war, we do have a Rydia starter. The little Bab gonna do her best to take down some bosses solo, and we do have wild loot in treasure chests and wild shops. So you're not going to have a shortage of money or of stuff to spend it on. The question is, how much power are they going to try to get before they actually put our baby summoner in to the test?
Yeah, and one thing that's really important to know is that the game only has 5 characters, so we will not see the full cast. We get Rydia plus 4 other people, and they'll show up as rewards as they defeat bosses at locations. But all of the loot is going to be for the characters that are in the seed. So seeing that Caesar Helm tells me that we do have Paladin Cecil available as a character in the seed.
Yep, and we saw an Edge Demon Helm as well. Another piece of gear you may never have heard of playing any of the vanilla games, but there's a lot of powerful extra tiers of gear in this because you can turn your Zeromus difficulty up if you want to. 5 difficulty levels. Our runners just are going with the normal today, but if you decide to challenge yourself, you'll be thankful for all these cute little additions that Game Boy has given us to play with. So a little bit of looting in the back of Troya. Troya's a great place to start early, I believe. You do have both a weapon and an armor shop, but notably 2 item shops. And since this Rydia may have difficulty doing the work herself, finding certain spammable items to use in combat instead can get you over that early little speed bump.
Yeah, a couple of them have been changed in power from what you might be used to if you've watched a bunch of Free Enterprise, where runners in that game will buy vampires very early. And in this game, they're pretty much useless.
Yeah, we do have Stardust Rods, a wonderful starting item. Rydia can spam is an item for a non-reflectable AoE attack. It gives plus 15 to her black magic stat, so in the long run, that's fantastic. If you don't need to hit anything physical, although RPG Chick leaning into the physical. I see that Killer Bow and Yoichi arrows, so kind of 2 different strategies for Rydia out the gate here.
Yeah, and I saw a black cowl, which is I think the ninja hat, and agility in this game is just a normal ATB system, not anything that you're used to from seeing vanilla Final Fantasy IV. All the Pixel remasters have just a straight out normal. Everyone goes when they get their turn, and they don't reference anybody else's agility. So, +2 agility gear is really important and pretty vital in this game.
Yeah. Chat's asking, will we only see 5 of the full cast in this seed or in the rando in general? Any given seed has 5 characters for you to find total. You may not even find all of them before you go fight Zeromus, but not only is the full cast in the game, Dark Knight Cecil and Paladin Cecil are separate characters, and there is gear to make that Dark Knight viable in the long run. BGG has taken down a Plague Eye at the Demus spot. Now, you don't normally get an item there in the vanilla game, but in Falcon Dive, basically any spot with a boss has an item, and any spot with an item has a boss. And the Bomb Ring gets you access to Misttown for a boss, but that spot is tailored up a little bit. The custom stats may be a little too much for Rydia to handle right now.
We got a Bigan at the waterfall.
Stardust Rod going to do really good work here, even though, although not using it. What are we popping here? Oh, Stardust
items. Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, Stardust ignores Reflect, so Falcon can put up all the walls he wants to, and he's trying. He's trying.
And taking advantage of the auto battle, if you've still got the items in your inventory, it'll just keep using the same stuff.
Yeah, and if you are racing this game, knowing how to manipulate auto battle with alacrity is kind of the keys to the kingdom. You don't want to be spending more time inputting stuff when you can let the game handle it for you, but you also don't want to waste a turn doing a very incorrect command.
Yeah, getting all that inputs correct is one of the hardest parts if you're playing this game with any frequency, to anticipate when you can switch off the auto battle or need to heal, or when you've used the last of an item and you want them to attack next time, so you can leave the auto battle on. And this is pretty brutal with the Baigen. That paralyzed with a single character is rough.
Yeah, I don't think once this wears off, if it wears off before Rydia runs out of health, I think this is nearly done. We've seen so many comets used that it should be just about dead. But yeah, it is definitely taking its sweet time. Ooh, do you see what's in that shop that the RPG chick just saw? That's a super.
They saw.
It's a super angry rod.
Oh baby.
That's one of your favorite items. You want to tell chat why?
It is a special item that Game Boy added to the game for our favorite sage, Tella, who makes him absolutely amazing. He will be a force to be reckoned with when he gets found. It is what, I think plus 50 to every stat?
I believe so. And Rydia has broken free, but... Oh, okay. The Stardust Rod has a significantly lower spell power than the Stardust items, but does get through. How much health is left on these? 13 on that one? Oh, Rydia surviving with 20 HP. Let's go.
Calculated.
Oh no, but BGG only got nothing. Whatever shall we do?
It's capital N nothing. If you collect, I think it's 3 and 5 or 7. I don't remember what the second threshold is, but Corey and Agert has some special prizes for you.
Yeah, it is 3 for a key item check and 5 for a high tier item check, and I think there are 7 total.
7 total.
I think that's where the numbers are lined up there.
Sounds right. It's been a while since I actually paid attention to the numbers.
Yeah. And so 2 boss checks down for BGG. The RPG chick still wanting to just playing a little more conservatively here, and that time may be gotten right back at that Baigen fight. If Rydia can take that down without spending all those turns paralyzed, boom. Your patience and your preparation will be richly rewarded.
Yeah, with both wild shops and wild treasure, looking for stuff like a hero shield or an adamant armor. Even like Game Boy has, because he's a fan of Dragon Warrior, has added Erdrick's armor and sword, and those are both pretty solid early. So there's a lot of stuff you can pick up in this if you want to delay a little bit that speeds you up in the long run.
Notably, by the way, we talked that there are 5 characters total available. Unlike, I'm doing the comparison, unlike Free Enterprise, where some spots are character checks, some spots are key item checks, Falcon Dive does not distinguish between those two. Your key item at a location can be a character reward. So, if you get the Darkness Crystal, you don't need to rush to the moon to immediately see if your Fuso Ya is waiting for you. You can take your time and finish what you're doing on the blue planet.
Yeah, although, because the moon has so much experience, and characters when they join, do join in at a level roughly equivalent to the spot that you got them from. So a character joining from the Masamune altar is, about level 56 to 60-ish, somewhere in there. Where a level character here in Mist Cave is going to be, level 10-ish.
And we do see the RPG chick putting that bomb ring to work. Gonna go ahead and walk into Mist here. Not gonna go fly anywhere else. But again, this spot is scaled up quite a bit. It's pretty speedy, 4,000 HP. But we have Wild Gear, so this Rydia is probably equipped. It just depends. I think some bosses here will still give you some trouble.
We get a Dr. Luye.
Chat asking, minimum number of characters available for the moon is absolutely required. Yes. You will get... You're guaranteed...
before the moon.
Yeah, 2 characters before Underground Magma Key, 3 before Hook Router Moon.
My baby! You hurt my baby! You left me no choice. I'll control him myself.
Don't hurt the baby. Don't do it.
He's a mad doctor. He's just got a funny voice.
Now,
You can see exactly how many attacks it took to get there.
Now, phase 2 here, yeah, that's the sleeping gas counter here can be pretty rude because all these follow-up attacks are not physical, so they're not going to wake this Rydia up.
Yep, and that laser is brutal early.
So yeah, I like dipping here. You'll note, by the way, there's not a massive need to safety save. The Pixel Remaster auto-saves whenever you do a map screen transition, so less time spent menuing, more time spent fighting.
And here we have one of the changes that Game Boy has made too, where this is normally the D-Imps fight, the Dark Imps, that you get 3 of them, but instead of that, any of those fights that are kind of freebie, there are that and the Baron Guards, and I think at least 1 or 2 other things, get replaced by the same number of a random enemy from the game. And they can be kind of brutal. I was playing a game, a seed earlier, where I had a single, it was a treant at Cape Bahamut, which had a reaction to physical of stop, which was just brutal. But no trouble here for either of them.
And you'll also note that in Falcon Dive, Rydia here is learning spells through natural growth, both her black magic and her summons. You see Blazara and Shiva being learned there. Very handy. You don't have to have a semi-useless character kicking around until you get to Dwarf Castle. All you have to do is put experience into your Rydia, and she will start kicking butt.
Yeah, and she learns Bahamut fairly early and is very, very strong.
So we had a little bit of retracing steps and high-fiving. So Alice, any donations or anything you need to tell us from the hosting booth?
Sure. So, remember that we still have Speedrun Ragnarok merch available for this event, including some brand new stuff this year with a brand new logo. They have tote bags, a coffee mug, t-shirts, and hoodies. So type in !merch for the link for that. And today is also your last chance to be entered to win some prizes. We have a heart pin from Take This. We have a couple of Steam keys available. We have an RPG Valkyries decal, and this is your last chance to be entered to win the Gears of War board game donated by Take This, or the Trans Rights Game Boy Advance made by Casual Geek Dave. Donate for a chance to win, and that's !prizes to see pictures and learn more about that.
Nice. Thank you. We do see in the chat there was another question about the game. Plans to rando the levels that Rydia gets summons at. I've pulled up the roadmap, and that doesn't seem to be on the agenda. I think Game Boy F9 is pretty satisfied with how Rydia scales up through the course of the game. Speaking of summons, nice quick Leviathan fight. Still have not found a second character for this team. There has to be one before you can go underground or to the moon. And I'm sure Rydia would like the support at this point.
Yeah, although I always like just running with one character as long as I can. The focused XP is so good. Rydia is going to be powerful.
Did get the Kaipo in pass from the Fabul fight. There are two different. So in gonna do another contrast. In Free Enterprise, if you get the package, you burn down Mist, you get your actual character reward, the Kaipo in. That's been subdivided here. The Bomb Ring for Mist, the Kaipo in pass, and the Sand Ruby. All three of those are separate key item checks, and each one requires its own key item to activate. Luckily, though, the Sand Ruby Water Hack fight does not have the 47,000 HP it does in the old vanilla version of the game.
Yeah, it's still, I think it's a little even raised up higher than the fight in Mist Village, but it is definitely doable and won't take you hours and hours to fight.
I do like the, we see the RPG check getting a Soma drop on West Hobbs. We know Tella is in the seed. With a lot of changes to all the characters, Tella still doesn't gain MP, though. So if you want to unlock the Meteo, keep that around till your sage shows up. The Valvalis here, or Barbaricia, at the Baron N1 spot, showing off her impressive magic defense. May need to swap the Rydia over to a physical loadout. We did find the Minerva, Bustier, Heroine Robe, and of course there's the bow and arrow. Let's see if this Rydia can do some damage.
Some, but not very much. And to answer Fire Lizard in chat, it was a version or two ago. Game Boy also tried to get sprites for a lot of the lunar bosses, but had trouble with that. So you'll see some sprites be correct and some sprites not, if I remember correctly.
And some of them are like character adjacent. Game Boy couldn't put a good Mist Dragon sprite in, so if you noticed back at the Antlion Cave, Rydia was attacked by two other Rydias, and the Rydia is the indicator that you have a Mist Dragon fight. So BGG not getting through the Val fight. You're gonna go seek greener pastures elsewhere.
I bet that Minerva Bustier is not equipped.
Yeah, I think with it and the Killer Bow, I think you can get through that Val fight. But then the annoying thing is you have big penalty to your spellcasting for whoever's in slot 2. So kind of a catch-22 there.
Both runners avoiding ordeals for a while because it is such a long check.
Yeah, it's really kind of bad in Falcon Dive because, again, your Cecil does not promote there. If you have a Dark Knight, you always have a Dark Knight. If you have a Paladin, you always have a Paladin. Tella gets his spells from hitting a certain level, not from completing the Crystal Chamber. And the second fight up there has really nasty spell power, so a lot of bosses can just ruin your day. BGG's higher level Rydia having a much easier time of this Luge fight here, though. Summoning Titan, one-shotting Phase 1. Are we gonna even see the transform in Phase 2?
We are, and we get gassed. That is a lot more damage, though, so we shouldn't see that laser hit for 400.
Yeah, but with no physical attacks incoming. Oh, well, the Panacea move that Dr. Luge does will wake Rydia up here. And then I think the second Titan will win the fight. Little overkill there from RPG Chick, throwing quad 9 elixir on a poor little elemental lord that probably only had, what?
A couple hundred?
Yeah. No kill like overkill.
Hey, just be sure. But it does show that is another change from, I think, just normal pixel remaster changes, though, that in the Super Nintendo version, I think you had only done like 1 damage to that there.
Yeah. BGG does get a Baron key, which, like Ordeals, is a little bit of a slow check, but it has some other advantages. We unlock a couple more shops in case. Ooh, I want to talk about that in a
Reflect
moment.
Ray, yes.
And does open both the Baron Throne and the Baron Basement key item check, so that's nice. But Reflect Ring, that is not in any version of Final Fantasy IV, except this one.
And why is that?
Because I asked for it. I've been wanting this. I'm delighted that it's here. It's very strong. It's a high tier item. It gives you auto reflect, which, auto reflect in your other Final Fantasies, it's a double-edged sword. You can't just immediately throw a Cure 3 or Cure 4 on your character, but it is so fun and satisfying to be able to say no you to Dark Bahamut, to Zeromus doing counter nukes. It's such a fun piece of gear.
Yeah, the Zeromus fight is also very, very different if you're used to the Super Nintendo version. We'll cover that more later, but that Reflect Ring is going to be absolutely huge there, probably.
Chat asks about running shoes. Running shoes are actually the Hermes sandals. They're the single-use consumable that does cast haste on the character using them. So they are already in the game, but they're just not in accessory format.
Chocobo Shield is a nice buy. Not quite as good as the Hero Shield, but equipable by many people. We'll see Rydia have a Stardust Rod and the Chocobo Shield. And is far more well defended.
Reflect rings are usable by anybody. Sorry.
Yeah.
Question from the chat.
One of the other changes, too, is that the Mist Village shops aren't actually accessible until you clear this fight.
Yeah, if you try to come into the town without the bomb ring, they just kick you back out. They're like, nope.
And same with any portion of the Tower of Zot, you must have the Earth Crystal good up there. A little more in line with the games.
I'll note here, the Rama and the Thundara not doing quite as much damage as the, speak of the devil. Not doing as much damage as the Quake did, so maybe in danger from the lasers here. And that Reflect Ring already showing just how beautiful it is. You love to see it.
Absolutely, Rydia saying, no you.
Another question from chat from Kinda Nerdy Housewife. To get to and from Zod, you do go to the cleric's room and talk to someone, but you have to have the Earth Crystal to do so. You can't just go up there and explore and hunt and pet the flame dog, stuff like that. Giant, you have to have the Darkness Crystal, and it is all controlled from the Crystal of Flight. There's no NPC. You just go to it and you say, I want Moon, or I want Giant. Or, Blue Planet if you're already up there.
I have never, ever, not multiple times in a seed in a row, chosen the wrong one.
The Pixel Remaster lets you do those super fast inputs. Can't be helped.
I can't be bothered to read.
Imagine reading in an RPG.
Impossible. But BGG doing a nice job on this Kanazo.
Yeah, this is definitely an enemy that is terrifying with a solo character. Just because the wave in this game, the tsunami, does so much more damage than in the Super Nintendo version of the game. And if you only have one person to disperse that water wall, whew, Nelly.
Well, there's a Darkness Crystal.
Well, that tells us there must be... Does that mean there have to be characters at both the Odin Throne
Ordeals
and
can
on
be
Ordeals?
underground. One of them can be underground also.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, if it's either they're both characters or they are one of them is your way underground to get more characters.
Yeah. I think we should just take solo Rydia to the moon. You don't need other characters. One character only. We're fine.
She'll learn Nuke real fast. That's really all you need. Oh, she'll learn Bahamut first.
I neglected. We've also not completed Baron in yet. That check is still pending because the
Okay.
Valvalis was being a butthead.
That's right, being mean. We do also have 2 nothings, so one of those can be another nothing.
A little bit of item sort, and looks like we're gonna go take a swing at the Odin Throne with a solo Iridia. Let's go. And meanwhile, the RPG chick showing the power of that Minerva Bousier, one-shotting Val by a huge margin.
But an absolutely brutal Baron in for these 2 back-to-back.
Chat asking, is Falcon Dive similar to FE? Yeah, it was inspired by Free Enterprise. It is mentioned in the starting room of any given seed and in the end credits, but it also has many, many differences. It is its own thing, and that's an adamant armor.
Yeah, and an arty bow. Rydia is well set for whatever she wants to do there for BGG. And that's a character that I did not see who actually joined the party.
I think it said Yang, which makes sense because I did see BGG pick up a Tiger Fangs in one of those Baron chests. Yang has a little ways to go to catch up to the sheer power of this Rydia.
He's got pluck.
We have a security eye summoning chimeras for the Odin Throne. How much
This'll
XP?
be a good XP, yeah.
Yeah. But keep an eye on those MP. This may be a worthy situation to. When you have a normal. Oh, go ahead.
It should have the boss bit. Remember, Game Boy had added all these normal fights get the boss bit, so stop shouldn't work, unfortunately.
It won't work on the security eye, but I wonder if it
will
works
work
on the
that.
Chimera.
That's a good question.
Because I think we do have lightning arrows kicking around. Yeah, thunder arrows. I see them. I think this Rydia is so fast that... Oh, not targeting the eye, though. Reflect
No,
ring.
you love to see that.
1,000. Beautiful. Beautiful. And I don't think the Chimera will use Blaze unless it's alone, so... It's fine for it to stay on the field, given that Rydia has an adamant armor equipped.
Yeah, absolutely stellar strats.
Oh, it whiffed! It whiffed. Magic defense too good, too strong.
Well, and the trash can is a new item. You always had in your inventory in vanilla Final Fantasy 4, but now it's an item that toss it does quad 9s to everything on the other side of the field.
Yeah, kind of a little nod to the vanilla Final Fantasy 4 speedrun and the trash can glitch, where you use it as a combat item to dish out a ton of damage on ordeals. Here, yeah, you don't have to do any fancy twin cast shenanigans. You can just throw it. Did RPG Chick find that reflect ring? Let's see.
Yes, she did.
Oh, it's on the Yang. Okay. Gotcha. Ironically, having the second character here kind of betraying her a little bit. But we got the lunar curtain off now. This fight's in the bag.
Yeah, I think what actually went really wrong the first time is that Yang also used the lunar curtain and it bounced. So Dark Bahamut went straight into the I'm gonna nuke myself to nuke phase.
And I'm pretty sure there is a Dragon Claw on that Yang, because Yang has no business punching at that spot for 4,000 damage if you're not getting a ×4 multiplier. BGG is electing to take the Ordeal's Climb. Gonna be 3 bosses up here. That's not a fun one.
No, Rydia is fast enough that it's probably fine, because they should die in 2
Okay.
hits.
Yeah, and now we just have flames to deal with. Reflected Viruses here would still do decent damage even through the Adamant Armor, but the Flambe, no dice. Yeah, Adamant Armor solves a lot of problems, doesn't it?
It sure does. I love
Okay.
back attack so much.
The summons don't. Why would we ever animate them to go the other direction? There are no back attacks in Final Fantasy IV ever, right?
Never. That was delightful.
Alright, I like seeing RPG Chick looting this side of the castle. Please go up the tower and also claim your Adamant Armor. Yes! Okay, good. That is the correct direction.
Yeah.
Alright, and now I can't... There are a few bosses that may still cause some difficulty. But for the most part now, it's just going to be a choice of routing, I think. Who is going to make the correct call? Who is going to be more efficient in their combats? I don't think it comes down to luck of the loot anymore. It is just going to be a test of, pure efficiency going forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting choices. Game Boy has done some work to make some of the longer checks more likely to pay out. Like I think that was Edge joining the party here at Ordeal. So there's our 3 characters. So to the moon with us. Eventually.
Ooh,
but-
no good weapon with that ninja, though.
No, we might see an Eblin dive. There's a bunch of boxes in there. You can get a little more XP. Wouldn't be terrible.
Oh, Reflect Ring. My beloved.
With BGG does still need to pick up his Yang.
You don't have to. Again, you have mentioned that because of split XP, sometimes less is more.
It's true. I think I would pick up... I'd at least go here to see if it's underground or not. And Natara is demanding Yang, so sorry.
Fair enough. What Natara wants, Natara gets. You can't fight the system.
Can you fight the Ultros?
Can you smooch the Ultros? We have our answer.
Warp does weird things, Chapter 11. For some reason, Warp decided that the place it wanted to go was the middle of the waterway instead of back out front.
Yeah, Game Boy has enabled teleport and warp to work in a lot of places they don't normally work. Like, if we had an exit caster after completing ordeals, BGG could have just left that way. None of these folks know that spell, though. So we're going to be hoofing it a little more today. And Baronin posing no threat to BGG this time through. Very, very quickly and cleanly completed.
Yeah, I was talking earlier about a little bit of some balance changes about what spots have what locations maybe have some elevated chances of good key item rewards, the ones that give you progression, or have better chances at the crystal shards. The giant actually has a key item at both the elements location and the CP location, and I believe that Dwarf Castle gets a little bit of a bump in terms of being a valuable check.
And Rydia has learned Bahamut on BGG's side, so there's going to be a whole lot of blarg going on going forward for our starting summoner.
I would be very tempted to take some trap chests on the moon for a little bit of XP too.
And maybe to get some actual weapons for that edge. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Warlock carry chest on the way to the Morrisame altar is going to be a great one.
But I believe that has cleared the blue planet on BGG's side. No way underground. Whatever our progression is on the moon. With some cutscenes coming up, Alice, you got anything for us?
So, if you're just joining, this is the final run of the event. But if you want to check out any of the runs from earlier this week, you can find them at youtube.com/@therpgvalkyries, and it's just like being there live. You can see everything. Also, if you want to hang out with the Valkyries and their wonderful community after this event, they have a Discord. You can check out !Discord in chat. The Discord is super chill and definitely the place to be if you want to find out about upcoming events and all that good stuff. And it is open to all people and all genders.
All right, where's Warp going to take us this time? Okay, that's a little more reasonable.
A sensible location, yes.
I wonder to what degree when they made the Pixel Remaster, so some of the big shenanigans that happens with the SNES and Super Famicom versions of the game are because doors are labeled as either a two-door or a return door. And when you stack up enough return doors, things can go off the rails. And I wonder if our warp situation here has some kind of, leftovers of that ancient system.
Yeah, could very well be.
But neck and neck here, the RPG just a cutscene behind BGG. We'll see how each one decides to route this moon. It's a little intimidating, but I think these parties are well prepared.
Yeah, I think getting the adamant armor solves much of your problems. There is also a shop up in the Giant if you want to go there for a little extra shopping. Maybe pick up some hourglasses if we haven't seen. Yeah, we've got some extra shopping. Love that diagonal movement too. That is probably my favorite thing about the Pixel remasters.
Yeah, a little more shopping, a little more prep here. I do kind of like this because we don't have a white mage yet. Give me all the X potions you have.
Yeah.
Very, very wise purchase on BGG's part here. Here we go.
To the moon. I thought I saw something in St. Perseus in the armor shop, but that didn't be correct.
I think arrows may be a little finicky because it should be Tella and Cecil for the remaining two characters in the scene.
I'm just sure I read it wrong.
Also possible. Ooh, the RPG chick not doing additional shopping. I've not seen her X potion count.
Either Rydia does have Asura, so you can kind of almost rely on that for some healing sometimes, maybe.
Yeah. Now help me remember. I've not cast Asura at all in this game. She has the multi-target protect instead of cure 3, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
The back in the Super Famicom, Super Nintendo versions, in the Japanese one, those were the 3 spells: Life 1, Protect, and Cure 4. In the US one, though, because they removed Protect and Shell and Dispel from the game, so the Protect was replaced with Cure 3. But it's back!
This fight can be just brutal.
They are gonna be punchy, but Rydia can just solo it. Back row, Adamant Armor, Bahamut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's fine. Edge gets a bunch of experience.
Yang will play catch up. That's a cute thing to get.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a source of exit. Do you think you're gonna go ahead and go see what you get for that, or are we gonna go ahead and dive the full moon and just walk it all the way back out?
That's like really good. I would probably be tempted to just go through, check the monster box here that RPG Check is doing. The BGG has walked by a couple times. But you're not too far down the moon to just go ahead and walk back out.
Yeah, but we're seeing commitment here from BGG. Of course, if we do get Tella as one of our rewards down here, he will come with enough level. Well, he comes with exit at his base level. What am I saying? So if our Tella's down here, you don't have to worry about the hike out. There's Bahamut for the RPG check. And for those who came in late, nothing is not nothing. It is capital nothing. If you get 3 nothings, you can turn them into the nothing vending machine for a key item check, and if you get 5, you can get a very high tier item. So very good that RPG Check learned Bahamut before this fight. Gonna heavily simplify these dolls.
Yeah, although I think I'd be really tempted to just toss the trash can at them. There's nothing scarier than this fight, really.
Eyeballing it. Okay, I like the decoy. Trying to make sure everyone gets XP here.
Yeah, that's really the important thing.
Uh-oh. No, that's not ideal.
No.
I wonder if she doesn't have the adamant armor on the... Oh.
That might be Minerva instead.
Oh, yeah. With the adamant armor on a front row character?
Yeah. Because those are really low.
Oh,
2K
yeah.
is not a lot for there. We get a speech from Dark Knight Cecil there.
And 31,000 XP apiece. Very nice. And we
And
finally...
a crystal shard.
Yeah. There was one item that BGG got earlier that I didn't see, and it might have been one, but I don't think I saw them in the key item inventory. Ooh, this is fun.
Ooh, I love the Palamon Porom sprites for it.
Yeah, to indicate evil wall.
Yeah.
Another fight where I'm not sure if we saw lunar curtains for sale, but with these wild settings, they can be in shops. It gives you reflex status and physical attack immunity. And a lot of these nasty moon fights, if you just have a handful of those, you're in the clear. I think Rydia's back is sore from carrying these dorks. Look at all of his damage compared to theirs. Ooh, do the red giants have their counterattack in this game? Yep.
Yes.
Kaboom! Oh, you get your
I've got
item
a lot of
check.
experience.
Hey, there's Erdrick's armor. We mentioned that. Crossing over from Dragon Warrior. It is a very good piece of gear that anyone can wear, and it gives you auto float in combat, not out. Sand Ruby for BGG. Assassin's Vest, a pretty nice piece of gear for Edge. Not as good as Adamant Armor, but I think we're still just going to shuffle them around. And a Gold Hourglass. As long as it's not at one of the boss spots, or have the boss bit, you can freeze your enemies in their tracks for that. Although I've seen that Hourglass's accuracy is sometimes lacking in the Pixel Remaster.
That I haven't noticed. But I could be very unobservant with that. One nice thing in the Pixel Remaster is that it just takes effect right away. There's no queued action shenanigans. So once you toss and it lands, anyone who's affected by it, just stop right there.
You want to talk about some of the Golbez differences, since we're...
Yeah, this is absolutely terrifying the first time you see it, because there's no ha ha ha, there's no paralyzing everyone. It's just go time. The dragon eats people until the dragon's dead, and then you have to deal with Golbez.
Yeah, it's a 90% HP, 10% HP split. You want that dragon dead as quickly as possible.
Yeah, there is no time to set up and do anything else. You are absolutely just murdering the Shadow Dragon.
Yeah. That was 7,600 damage to poor Edge, because he doesn't have the Adamant Armor anymore. But of course, the Reflect Ring here means this fight is now free. None of Golbez's spells are going to damage whoever's wearing Edge, not even the bio.
Hey, they got a hovercraft. Scars are asking if you get full XP from the Golbez fight since you're fighting both of them. I believe so, but I don't actually think I paid enough attention to the XP to really know.
I believe you do. Since the monster doesn't just leave, you actually go bonk. And of course the autosaves, by the way, in the Pixel Remaster mean that there is a little bit less... I kind of like that monster boxes aren't randomized, because with the autosave function, there's not a whole lot of threat anyway. So, you know, oh no, I'm surprised I died. I'm in the room where I just was anyway, versus losing a ton of time. So I like that they've not been randomized, at least not yet.
Yeah, it's a nice way to ease yourself into the game. If you turn on some of the different loot settings where area determines more the kind of level of the loot, you're able to loot those a little bit more effectively.
I do like BGG dodging the save point there. I don't need a pop-up telling me about saving my game. We don't care. Yeah. We're in 2023. That is a relic of a bygone era. RPG Chick really focusing on these moon boxes. Gonna have a lot of experience for these fights, but I've not seen any of them really pop out anything worthwhile. It seems to be more just the XP and the gold, you know, if we do find Masamune's in a shop down the road. But definitely feeling like we're not getting a lot of value out of them. Again, other than the levels.
Yeah, and the levels are pretty important.
We will use the save point to cottage up, though. All these Bahamut's take a heavy toll. Uh-oh.
A well-timed flood from Edge.
Gonna beat the Dark Knight up instead. I like this. I think this is actually going to be considerably faster than waiting for the dialogue. Although that Bahamut is still...
Yeah, still underperforming.
You can see the difference that gear makes. Even with the extra levels here, just the Minerva Bustier penalty to stats is really eating into the damage here. But Yang's levels are definitely coming into play with his DPS.
You know, it's just more satisfying to beat Dark Knight Cecil that way anyway.
That's true. The funny thing is that the reflect ring here on BGG side is actually kind of costing a little bit of time because we're sitting through an extra dose of the animation. It may only be healing Ruby for, 100 HP, but the additional time spent on it is eating into the seconds.
Yeah, like a second or two per time.
There we go. You get nothing. Good day.
Yeah. All right, so we've got what, Cave Bahamut left, and then either Giant or going on Hovercraft.
And the Kaipo in fight. We did get the Kaipo in pass up here as
that's
well.
right.
Yeah.
He did get the Sand Ruby.
Not Kaipo in, Sand Ruby. I said the wrong one. Thank you. It's hard to walk out of the lunar subterranean in any game. Why don't I have exit for this? God.
Yes. You just don't do it. Yeah, I think. Oh, that's an Artibo and Minerva Wistier. That's why Riddy is so tanked on the magic stats.
Oh yeah, that's a huge penalty. But if you need her to beat something up, we're in business.
She's a girl. Yeah.
I wonder if the warp spell would have thrown things off here and oh, we're at Cave Bahamut. Then you have to walk back through the lunar path to your well. That would be pretty great.
That would. I think it probably wouldn't overall though, since the warp spell normally works there.
Yeah. That bio spell hitting the Reflect Ring Yang for 4,000 damage. You'd love to see it. The dragon doesn't sink its fangs into a single party member. Mega Flare's getting up there now.
We switched to the Erdrick's armor.
Oh, that'll do you.
With Rydia bobbing up and down there. It looks like we are going after value, Natara. That's correct.
Always value in the Bahamut sound. I mean, if this is, and ironically, even if there is no value here, if it's a nothing, that's your 5th one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe appropriately instead of ironically. Ew.
Yeah, that's gross.
I hate it. I mean, adamant armor, you're fine. Just cast Bahamut.
Yeah, this is a good time to do exactly what BGG is doing. Set the guys up with defend, so they don't do anything, and just press X to let Mega Flare happen forever and ever.
Yeah. This would be where I'd throw the trash can. I know it's a single target, but just get me out of here.
There's really not a lot left, unless you're doing it in the Giant. There's really.
No.
The Asura spot maybe, but this is by far, this is a good spot. Good spot to toss it.
Yeah. And I'm sure our runners are going to be very thankful they did all the other LST first before doing this fight. This is, yeah.
Yeah, this is no fun.
I mean, you just, Natara, you just use it as a normal item. It is very much an homage to the vanilla speedrun. You just pop it, and it does quad 9s to every enemy on the field.
David's right. It is one of the key items in the game. Along with the nothing, something that Game Boy had added. There indeed is the nothing you called earlier.
Yeah, so We can turn those in, we can go to the Sand Ruby spot, and we can take the hovercraft route through Cave Eplin. The good news, we'll go ahead and let folks in on a little bit of knowledge, is we will not have to re-walk the moon. Once you have your crystal shards, you can go to Zeromus from any of 3 places. I mean, you can either hoof it up here, you can go to the Pastor, or you can go to the Lally Ho Pub.
I was legit excited the first time that Cafe Howdy was the fastest way for me to get.
It's also great because even if you don't have your Darkness Crystal, you can go to the moon and then start climbing up and go take fights there to get your levels if you want to.
Yeah, the bosses don't populate if I remember right, or maybe the bosses do. There's something doesn't populate, unless maybe you go all the way to the top and then come back down. There are some specifics with it, but there's some neat tricks that you can do if the game lets
you. Ooh, Quad 9 Blizzaga. I like to swap to that off of the summon spells anyway, just because the double damage does mean you're getting the Quad 9s. As long as the cape is open. It's when it's closed you might have a
different time.
It's a really good rando, Natara. We've had a lot of fun playing it, and there's still new additions being added to the game. Development is on hiatus for a couple weeks due to, real life circumstances and stuff. But it's super fun. There's a wide variety of flags. There's a lot of fun additions to it, and yeah, you definitely should. Oh,
we don't need hovercraft.
Yeah. Okay, so that's number 3. Ow. And we already had one of those. Yeah, he's already wearing it. He's already wearing it. Let me see if I can go get a link to the Falcon Dive Discord.
While you do that, I'll get a link to the GitHub where people can download it.
Dave already beat you.
Okay.
Dave too strong.
Thanks, Dave. Casually great, Dave.
I think he's professionally great. Like, he's that good at it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll believe it.
You actually start with the hook here, and you find the hovercraft opposite of Free Enterprise. And there's other weird things with the airships. Like, you can't take the Enterprise underground. You can only take the Falcon. Because, do you want to explain the annoying soft lock that somehow has been preserved since the Super Nintendo Super Famicom version?
There's even a spot where you'll get like a little exclamation point being like, hey, you can interact with this if you take the Enterprise down underground because you have the hook, I believe, and it will just soft lock you if you hit the interact with this spot button, which is super exciting to find out when it happened. So we just don't let you go there.
It has some function with it using the same map coordinates for everything, because you can do this in the Famicom version. This is put your hovercraft at a spot in the overworld that corresponds to the underground. You try to pick it up, and you broke it.
Yeah, and you're most likely to to get that interaction when you have just gotten the hovercraft, because the relative spot is somewhere like just east of Dwarf Castle.
Do you know if Game Boy has edited the optimize functionality yet?
I don't believe so. I know that when I had some equipping earlier today, the game thought Erdrick Sword was better than the Motsukami, which was very not true.
Yeah, so that is one thing to be careful for here. I've not seen his full inventory, but I bet BGG may have a better weapon than that piggy stick at this point.
I don't think so, actually.
Really? It's just been unfortunate on the drops.
I haven't seen a lot of good Cecil stuff. I know I've missed some things, but piggy stick is pretty solid.
Yeah. Well,
It's like an XCal.
Yeah, it's fine. But you know, with all the additions to the game, there's some really fun stuff out there. But when you do play it, this is your warning, chat. Optimize goes by item ID. It does not actually go by item attack power. So some of the Final Fantasy IV Advanced weapons, some of Game Boy's additions, it'll auto-equip when you may just have a Ragnarok sitting around in your inventory that you'd rather have. I like that between the original game and the Pixel Remaster, Bahamut got some home improvement done. A nice tiled dais instead of just roughly hewn moon rock.
Oh, here it's a Remaster, and he's like, let's remodel. Get some guys in.
And the Sand Ruby reward is nothing.
More nothing. This time, legit, actually nothing valuable.
Yeah, already gotten all the things out of the vending machine. So we'll note that the hook route has no rewards other than underground access. So no reason to go that way unless you want to go shopping or looting. Magma Key, definitely the preferred way underground. You're not getting a character down there. You're not getting anything else. But you do have to flip those airships again. PR's finicky.
Yep. I've never landed there before in my life. Nope, never.
The best place is, of course, still. Well, actually, because of the forgiveness in this game, it may not work there because you get the exclamation point. But in the SNES versions, of course, the tile directly to the left of the aperture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the good one. So, Dwarf Castle, I believe you mentioned this earlier. The second fight, the one that corresponds to Vanilla Golbez, little changed. Has 4 times as much HP as the as Super Nintendo.
Yeah, so the first time you run into this, you will be a little bit surprised when you're expecting 3,000 HP and instead get 10 to 12. And more divergence.
Major divergence. This will definitely give RPG Check all the Zeromus is going to be quaking in the. Oh, that's cute. All the soldiers running in.
Adorable.
I love that.
Yeah, and Button Machu, yes, because we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's because the hovercraft can be underground or can have coordinates that line up when it's above ground to where you are underground, and you can soft lock yourself if you accidentally try to pick up the hovercraft that is not underground. It's deeply unfortunate. A couple people soft lock on it, so Game Boy F9 decided to just fix it this way.
Speaking of Ragnarok.
Did we find one?
Yeah, but we don't have the Cecil, do we? No.
Oh, that's true. Cecil was at Rat Tail.
Yeah, so keep that in your pocket for now. You'll be happy you have it in just a little bit. Ew.
That's a lot of Mom Bomb.
Mom Bomb, Aunt Bomb, Grandmom Bomb. Ooh, Grandmom Bomb is a really fun thing to say. So, once more with the comparison, Super Nintendo, you can't put more than 65,535 HP on a single enemy because of, integers overflowing and stuff. Here, there's no issue with that. This spot has a base HP of 99,000.
It's fine. It's a lot of numbers on RPG Chick side.
Yeah. We still only seen one crystal shard, though. We know they're all hiding through this underground.
Do we have a minute for plugs or anything here?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so it looks like we got about maybe an hour left in this run, give or take. So this is literally the final hour here for Speedrun Ragnarok 2023, and we need just a little bit more to get to the $5,000 mark. So, folks in chat, if you're a clutch performer, if you're a last-minute hero, if you're just a procrastinator, this is your time. Get in those last stretch donations, get us over the 5K mark, get yourself entered to win some prizes, get me to read whatever silly junk or terrible puns or whatever you want me to read. This is your last call here, this is the final hour. We do have the finale after this, but this is the home stretch here. So let's get in your donations and make me do a little work here. Let's see what you got.
And if you could please be humming the final countdown when you do your donations, that'd be really appreciated.
I will, but I'll hum it very quietly so we don't get DMCA'd.
Oh, that was for the people donating. I just want them at home to really just get into it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but with that nothing in the giant, that's all 7 accounted for. Everything else we see is going to be a character or a key item.
Indeed, and there's Tella there at the top of Lower Babel. Did anyone actually buy the Angry Rod that you said that you saw in a shop?
I think RPG Chick's the only one who even saw it and did not have the money at the time. I doubt. Oh, well, we just have one anyway.
You love to see it.
Can I jump in here again?
Please do.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have what looks like a 3-way tie for the hero position here. We got $100 from Aklorin saying 5K get. We got $100 from Casual Geek Dave saying, let's go 5K. Love my friends, the Valks, and everyone that makes this happen every year. Thanks for all that you do. And we got $100 from Heelbutts with no comment, but it's still $100. So thank you so much for that, little burst there. We're at 5,200. We also got $5 from Margaret Ann for a 5K hype, $5 hype train. So yeah, we're at 5,200 now. Let's keep this going. We can hit 6K. Let's go.
GG's, chat. Although you're not done yet. Great folks around here.
Indeed.
Twitch programmers, if you're listening, bring back the host function. I want to watch GDQ with these people right here in this chat. It was the best. It was always the best.
That was our second crystal shard from the tower key, the Super Cannon room.
One more to go. So, it was the frying pan that I believe the RPG chick got from that Elements fight.
Yep.
And I don't think there's any way that can gate 2 crystal shards.
No, since you've already found the Baron key, I think that's the only double gate thing that's not access to in the whole entire world.
Yeah, I think after coming back from the Giant and only getting that, I think I would be heading to either Lower Babel, because we do have the tower key and thus that is a twofer, or Feymarch, because again, with King and Queen spot can have items. So those are your twofers. Try to go ahead and spike both your shards at once if at all possible.
Yeah. I think I would have done that too in BGG shoes instead of coming up here. But you do get to know what's here.
Before you fight anything.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, possibly.
Yeah. I mean, again, we know nothing ends in a nothing. Nothing in the
Right.
But
Could be a Pinktail.
Yeah, Pinktail's still hanging. Legend and Adamant Rock combined to only give a tier 9 item, not a key item.
Tell us, slow my heart. Those quad 9s, just amazing.
He's very, very angry. Cecil over here trying to keep up. Tells like, let me show you how.
Was it damage?
Already learned the death spell, but Tella is death incarnate.
Yes.
If I could just jump in here again, we just got $200 from Wells, and their comment is, they had no comment. Thank you so much for that. We're now at 5405 for our total donations. Thank you so much, Wells, and thank you so much, everyone, for helping us get here.
Wells is a sweetie. So, Auntie, in your experience learning to play this game, how long did it take you to stop checking the rat tail chest?
It took literal dedicated effort of thinking about all the way, walking to it, saying, don't go back, don't go back, don't go back. And it's still like a 20% chance I'm going to open that chest.
Yeah. Key item in the vanilla game here, no freebies. No freebies is the rule of the land.
Just a treasure box.
It's just a normal treasure, Natara. It's whatever, it corresponds to whatever your treasure settings are. But it's probably very rarely worth the extra double screen transition just for the one box. How dare? No, this is Falcon Dive. You want your key items, you gotta earn them.
Everything's fight. Fight, fight, fight.
Ooh, adamant armors for sale. You got any loot to dump? I guess not.
I would be dumping. There's got to be something in the inventory you can sell.
But do you really need to when you have a very angry Tella?
But he can be angrier.
That's true. Cannot actually play as Golbez in this. You know, I think that should be like the running joke of everyone who makes a Final Fantasy IV randomizer from now to eternity. Like, no, no, sorry, no Golbez, nope. Forbidden. Scarmione. Do not pronounce the G. Von Yvonne will hunt you down.
I don't know, that sounds like a good time.
It's true. He's pretty cool to hang out with. I'm a fan. And there's the Pinktail. All right. RPG chick equalizes with her second crystal shard and is not going to Feymarch. So if this pan gives number 3, we're having a pretty swift turnabout.
Yeah, I do like this. Following up on your plays, though, like, you got the pan, you might as well check it out, because otherwise you just wasted that entire giant time, except for FP. And again, in another change, this doesn't bonk Yang and the still give you an item or something. you, as always, gotta fight for your right to get items.
And Sheila has nothing. There's no Sheila 1, there's no Sheila 2. This is your fight. Good luck.
You have to beat one tiny toad.
No freebies. Oh,
So it's Earth Crystal and this. Yeah.
so this should be go mode, right? Yep.
Yep.
And then the Earth Crystal has number 4. No, don't go that far south. No. All right.
No. One other notable change is you might have seen in the runner's inventory, they start the siren. And until you hit your crystal shard limit, I think it's, or maybe it's always 3 at this point. I don't remember the specifics, but it still summons a random enemy, does refresh itself. But until you hit go mode, hey, there's a Ragnarok just in a chest. Until you hit go mode, it doesn't summon the rare encounter. So they could have used it earlier in order to get just something, but probably not get a lot of XP. But if BGG wanted to now, he could go ahead and use that, do any of the normal grinds that you do with a siren. They don't show up in shops because Game Boy decided to just give it to you for free out the gate.
Yeah, I think it's a really great balancing feature that way, just because it's not a situation where one player lucked into the best grind in the game and the other one didn't. Although, with most of the settings that people race with, you don't have to rely on that for your grind anyway, frequently. Yeah. The other notable thing about the Siren is, for some reason, the Pixel Remaster will crash if you try to use it outside the save point in the Lunar Subterrane. It cannot summon a Little Murderer, a Tricker enemy. So, yeah, that summons 9 of a random monster from the game. You could get 9 red dragons if you're really lucky.
Lucky.
I mean, it's like getting struck by lightning 3 times. There's definitely luck involved. After a little bit of shopping, BGG electing to use the... Well, no, more shopping. More shopping.
Or not.
Okay.
Probably just looking for silkworms.
Well, please enjoy the show, chat. You know, we have seen apples for sale, and I think even with the Super Angry Rod and the Adamant Armor...
I ate a bunch of apples earlier.
He did eat some? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can't get big banged if you just kill Zeromus first, right?
That's right. One thing that's really nice in this game, or at least something to think about, getting your Bacchus cider going if you have it to get Zerk, and also slowing Zeromus. So webs are huge for this fight. Is normal exactly the same as free enterprise?
No, I don't think so.
That's a Pixel Remaster? I know there've been a couple different versions of the difficulty level.
Yeah, because one of the things about the Pixel Remaster is that Zeromus's Meteos and Nukes are both stronger than in the Super Nintendo version. I do forget whether or not quote-unquote normal is just what Game Boy F9 wanted to make normal for Falcon Dive, or if it is the normal damage values of the Pixel Remaster, where all those things do significantly higher damage. We'll know when we see this flare spell. Does it do 4,000 or 2,000? Okay, yeah. That is much higher powered than in the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah. Yeah, Tella very angry, doing 8,000. We already hit the refill.
Yeah, this will be... This should be pretty cleanly done. Because there is no nerfing in this game either. There's no tricks to manipulate the return, the reaction scripts. The big bangs do what the big bangs do. And they're only mitigated by what you set your Zeromus difficulty to.
Yeah, so you can set yourself up for a pretty bad time if you really want to.
Yeah, but that's also the great thing about having all this additional, you know, tier 8 and tier 9 gear that's not even, like, even surpassing the you know, the advanced items. You can have enough. Oh, GG's.
Yeah,
GG's, chat. GG's. Just, you know, get enough gear and enough levels, and you're gonna do the thing anyway. GG's for BGG. I wonder what that chord progression sounds like.
It's 1564.
I think it's actually a 11511, which may actually not be as good as the 1564. So RPG chick is not going to be far behind at all. This is the fight where we know she'll get her third crystal shard, and very, very ready for Zaroma. 6,000 HP Yang. Yeah, this crew is ready to rock. Although I don't think there's a super angry rod. And for that, you know, slightly heartbreaking.
Can I get in a couple donations before the Z fight here?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we got $25 from me because I wanted to jump aboard this hype train here. We also got $25 from Profness saying 5 5s for 5K. 5K hype. Quint. That's what I think that means, right? Valk's smug.
Thanks everyone for those donations. RPG's chick getting that fourth shard, and also heading back above ground. Are we going to do more shopping, or is this just a preference for?
It could very well be a reflex. I had to remind myself sometimes that you can get to it through the Dwarf Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go. No hesitation, heading right into town. I'm excited to see these damage numbers as well. Again, you won't always have a super angry Tella, especially if you're playing with more reserved item availability. And in this case, you know, without the apple stack, Tella probably doesn't survive a Big Bang, even if we did have, you know, the similarly big stat stick and big stat armor. So gonna be relying on the rest of the team here, and I think they're gonna do okay.
Yeah. Cecil's gonna do a lot here.
Yang taking a 700 damage Big Bang. You love to see it.
I do love how easy it is for someone to be on potion duty, since they give it to the lowest actual HP when it's on the auto, if I remember correctly.
Oh, AI serving us well. Quote unquote AI.
It gets a little awkward if you wanted to heal like 3,000 HP Yang. Always going to be ticking down in this fight. You'd have to directly do it, but the game is at least smart enough to not just continually heal the same person.
Got the X potion off on Cecil right before the Big Bang came out. That would have taken him down had it not. We do see a black hole in this fight, so that will undo all those Zerks. Believe we have more Bacchus cider though?
I think so.
Oh, also rocks.
We're in medio phase, we can just keep holding A. Or X, as the case may be.
Yeah. auto battle. There we go.
GG.
GG's RPG chick right behind. That was so close. Just one giant of battle difference.
And a whole bunch of trap chests on the moon too.
That's true. That's true. So that's Falcon Dive. If y'all like it, again, the GitHub was linked earlier. I'm going to post the Discord one more time. It's a really fun randomizer, and there is an inaugural tournament coming up in January. So you got a month to learn the game, a month and a half. Wait, it's November 4th. I don't know time. You got 2 months to learn the game. Oh, Auntie, no
Yes,
sword.
I don't
menu,
have
but,
I don't have powers. That's fine.
It's okay. I'll get it while we let our runners talk about whatever they want to talk about, I guess. I'm gonna mute.
Thanks,
GG's,
Dave.
y'all.
You rolled a seed, didn't you, hun?
That was fun. Just so everybody knows, every time we raced a seed, you know, sitting in the living room or whatever, she won pretty much everything. So the fact that I won this is just happenstance out of luck. I don't know.
I was right behind you anyway, so.
Yeah. Every time I do win, she's always right behind me. Personally, I love the Falcon Dive randomizer. It's nice to be able to play the Pixel Remaster as well, but I've done a ton of free enterprise, but I really enjoy this, and props to Game Boy for all the work that they do on continually updating it rapidly and repeatedly.
Yeah, Game Boy's been great about keeping stuff up to date. What are each of your favorite differences between the two? What brings you to this one over free enterprise?
I like this one because it gives you a reason to fight all the bosses just about. You know,
Yeah.
you don't really need to fight Miss Dragon unless it's like, okay, I need to fight a boss and hope that the boss is Miss Dragon, and maybe Miss Dragon is at Miss Dragon's spot or something like that. So this gives you the opportunity to fight all the bosses and get something from it. And also it provides unique challenges. A lot of time you're kind of stuck with 2 or 3 characters for a lot longer than in the other one, because oftentimes there are character checks and then loot checks, whereas this one it's just a check, and it could be a character, it could be an item.
Yeah, not to mention just the music. I just love the remaster track so much.
Oh yeah.
Right on. How did you feel about having those 3 characters up on the moon?
Already
The game forcing it on you.
yeah, VIP, just MVP, just everything. Man.
I mean, get Bahamut pretty soon after I got up there, which is good, so.
I think if we didn't have an adamant armor, which I'm sure RPG Chick got too because it was in Edward's Castle, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that would have been so smooth, because without that kind of protection for poor little Rydia or Edge or whatever, who you're trying to keep alive and on the moon at such a low level, that would have been rough, but it was really fun. Like the whole time in the seat, I'm just like, really? Where are we going? I had to check my key items a couple times because I was like, wait a second, I don't know where I'm supposed to go now. And then I saw the Dark Crystal. I was like, right, of course we're going to the moon.
Of course we are, because you rolled that kind of seed.
Yeah, and then the real kick in the pants was when I went to the telescope to turn in my nothings, and I get the magma rock right there when I'd already unlocked the hovercraft from Ogopogo Spock. That was fun.
To be fair, I did get one of the crystals up on the moon.
True.
Yeah, and that did get you the Cecil from getting a hovercraft.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Paladin Seas are really strong there, and I don't think RPG Chick made this gamble though. But when I had the hovercraft and I was trying to get some substantial weapon, because I kind of was sort of flying by with like a really bad Moonring blade and a dancing dagger on Edge, and I found the super angry rod in the shop in the Silver Town or whatever, and I was like, you know what? For the memes, 50k, let's go. And it really paid off because we ended up getting Tella, and then he carried for the end of the game. That was really good. It was
I
awesome
did get
to show off.
Ragnarok on the moon, so I was
Oh.
good.
I found him at Ragnarok in Summon Village in the 4 chests underneath. But being able to show off Super Angry Rod Tella is one of the highlights of this randomizer, just because of all the available gauntlet items and stuff, then added things that Game Boy has done to sort of round out certain characters and not make them totally useless.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry, Giant,
see.
not the moon, my bad.
Yeah, we saw RPG Chick peeked it in the Silvera item shop, the Mithril item shop, weapon shop, very early, and we're like, please let someone find Tella, please let someone have a Super Angry Rod. And when you got your sage and you equipped him and we saw that on him, we just started rubbing our hands together and getting real excited for what was about to happen, and it was everything we hoped it could be.
So that wasn't even like peak Tela, because you can also get a hero shield, which is another 15 to all stats on him, and then he just it's just an unstoppable machine.
Wait, you didn't have the hero shield?
I don't check as many trap chests as you, so I'm sure
Oh.
that that was the case.
Yeah, that was one of the differences I noticed on the moon. What drives each of you to do fewer or more trap chests?
Experience, levels, yeah, all of that good stuff.
I'm from the the previous Super Nintendo randomizer experience of when you need levels, you go use sirens and grind kind of thing. So I don't really go for the treasures. The trap chests are usually like ease of clearing, so I'll always do like the Tower of Zot flame dog chest, or like the little sentries, which can just be one shot, and you can get a really good high tier item from that. So if it what usually drives me is if I feel like my power just isn't quite there, and I can do something really quick and hope for like a really powerful weapon or something. But otherwise, if I need experience, I'll do siren grinds in the underground or something.
Yeah, getting the chance to get the higher tier weapons is a really big driving force also, especially because I never found anything better for Edge.
Yep, I tried. I sat in the back row and died to a big bang, and I was happy with that. One less menu to manage. But it was
I mean,
fun.
he was chunking out 2 to 3k damage. It wasn't that bad.
I guess my offhand was bad.
Oh.
But it was really fun to be here and race RPG Chick here. I mean, we do tons of races, chilling in the living room all the time. So to share it and everything, and to share this really cool randomizer was awesome. So thanks for having us.
Yeah, much appreciated for you racing with me. It's hard to pull BGG into any speedrunning event, but now I have found a way.
Uh,
It's fine. It's totally fine, hun. It's totally fine.
well, I'd love to do more. I love this randomizer, and I love the free enterprise randomizers as well. They're both excellent, and FF4 is obviously a fantastic game and one of my favorites. So more than happy.
Yeah, it was fun watching you, and I love that the two are share DNA but are so very much their own thing. It's really good to see
Yes.
that there's a space for all that.
I'll have to watch back the VOD, because I'm really interested to see the kind of deviations that we took and how we handled. Because I know in the beginning I had that problem with a Wind Elemental Lord, and had to kind of duck out until I was ready for that. Although to be fair, I made some menu mismanagements and accidentally defended, and then she went into tornado mode, and I was like, okay, it's over.
I tried to do early bomb ring and I got completely decimated by second form Luge.
Oh, okay. We had our own issues with individual bosses here and there.
Yeah.
But once y'all got rolling, it was so neck and neck throughout the entire thing. Like, very fun race to commentate. Thank you for inviting us to help out with it, and I hope that we'll get to do some of this for the upcoming January tourney with everyone. So
Yeah,
For commentating for
definitely.
us.
I am all in favor of that. But Inven Antidale, thank you for doing commentary for us. It is greatly appreciated because we can't do it ourselves.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for inviting me.
absolutely.
And I think, unless anybody else has anything to say, we can turn it back over to Alice to bring us into the finale.
That
All
sounds
right.
like a great plan.
Yeah. I'll leave us with one more donation that we got during the run, which is $10 from Racodactylus. And the comment is, "Woo!" Which can't agree more with that. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you so much, everyone, for your donations and just for coming in, watching the event, participating in the event, just being part of this. Thank you so much, everyone. We will be back shortly with the finale, so stick around.